Hey, Peter, welcome to the Choose Africa podcast. I'm super excited you're here for a lot of different reasons. For anybody who doesn't know you, can you just introduce yourself and a little bit about your story and your background and how you got to be called a Wall Street Pete?
So, I grew up pretty average American, more on the poverty side, but average America in New Jersey. New York City, New Jersey, it's all kind of one hub out here, just a big tri-state area. So I used to do construction and this and that, bunch of stuff I'm not going to get into right now. Our time is limited, but for the most part, my skills were mainly manual labor. And I advanced and wound up selling cars. I started selling used cars at about, I want to say 34 years old. So I started pretty late, but I started understanding the sales process, how to build up emotions, how to get them, buying with emotions so they're not questioning prices. And there's a lot of different strategies to use, and depending on what kind of industry you're in, what type of market, what type of target market you're looking at. And what I've learned was, again, in the car business, I had to fix credit because a lot of the customers didn't qualify. So the way that I secured the business and set myself apart from everybody else was that I learned how to fix their credit. So even though I couldn't get them approved today, I knew nobody else was getting them approved at that time. If I couldn't get it done, nobody else was getting it done. So my focus was, all right, instead of constantly chasing the new customers, I like these people. They have good jobs. They're going to be around in a month. It's just they're driving a car they don't want, and they're doing a little better in life, but the credit still takes time. So I would help them raise their stuff 20, 50 points real fast, get them qualified for the car, and that put them in a different mental state. Now they were asking, hey, Pete, can you help me with anything else? My credit's getting better. I've got access to funding and capital. I want to start a business. So I educated myself and taught myself how to set up and structure companies, how to build out the corporate credit for those companies. So these people were actually able to take advantage of the American dream. Capitalism. We live off of credit out here. So what I did was one thing led to another, and I wound up getting somebody that needed some funding, like a quick bridge. And they just didn't, everything was going to fall apart. All the hard work that they did that whole year, they went from one store with me, and she had 27 different locations inside shopping malls at the end of the first year. She was named here for some type of award. This is 2017. And I didn't know in 2017 that merchant cash advances existed, the business that I'm in now. And I tell you, I got the customer. I already helped her multiple times. All I cared was that she got 20 grand in the account to cover all of her bills that were kind of past due, because the next month she was going to qualify for a different program with her credit, but she just wasn't there yet. And it was like, if she didn't cover these things, her spots were getting shut down. It was going to be court dates. It was going to be a big problem. So 20K was kind of the number that was like bare minimum. She has to hit it. If not, it's, it is what it is. So I found merchant cash advances through the car business. Long story short, I found out what they were. I got my client funded. She paid me a commission per service fee. And I was so happy with that amount that, I was cool. I was like, that was like $6,000. And, I'm like, no problem. Thank you. I'm so happy. You're good. Your business is saved. Everybody's good. Win, win, win. And the guy comes in, he's like, hey, Pete, I need a W-9 from you. And I'm like, why do you need a W-9 from me? I'm getting a 1099 from her for that transaction. What do you have to do with this? I just, and he was like, no, I got to pay you your commission. And I was like, oh, I get a commission from you? How much? And he was like, I'm giving you 12%, which is 3,600. And I'm like, wait a second, I just got 6,000 plus 3,600. Lady got 30 grand in total. Where on earth did I print out of thin air $9,600 in 15 minutes? I said, can I do this again? I got a bunch of other customers that I've helped out that open businesses. So again, the first year I ran through all of my internal customers and I was trying to find new ones. And it was so hard because I didn't really understand the business. I didn't understand how this product worked and how to reach out to somebody who doesn't know it exists. I was only dealing with customers that trusted me. I've already shown and proved that I'm able to do what I say I do. And therefore, they weren't really questioning the price. They were just happy that I was getting them access to this other source of funding. So once I learned that, I dropped everything I was doing. I became an MCA broker. I moved to Wall Street, never looked back. After the third year, I had a team of 80 people on my floor. Sometimes it was almost 100. It was a crazy zoo, and right here on Wall Street. And then during COVID, we knocked everything down. I created the MCA Broker Bootcamp because I was looking at people getting taken advantage of, people that don't have access to this. They might be in anywhere in America, but they can't just walk into Wall Street and say, hey, I want to print money and get real results. So I was looking at all of these, follow my crypto trading strategies and my gambling strategies and my real estate course. And I'm like, yeah, but the guy who's down to his last couple $1,000 bucks, struggling, stressing, none of this stuff is really going to help that person. This person needs a way that they can make some real money right now with very limited startup capital and very limited overhead. So I started creating a course on how to show people there's unlimited earning potential with our industry and extremely limited startup capital. So this is a great opportunity for people who don't really have much education, much experience. My program shows them how to start from zero and grow very quickly and stay within the scale, as you're scaling,
I want to pause here because I don't think a lot of people are really familiar with what a merchant cash advance business is. So can you just explain it from like a very entry level definition of what that means?
So merchant cash advances are basically us buying tomorrow's sales at today's discount. Take a typical standard bar in your neighborhood, anywhere in America, a bar or a liquor store or a UPS store, any of them. These folks sometimes need to buy out a business partner. They might be behind on rent. They may have owe their supplier for products and they just used the money on a family vacation or whatever they did. God knows the reasons. Maybe they lost heavy on one of the sports games they weren't expecting to lose. You don't know. These guys are business owners, and what they're doing is they're going to sell me, and I'm not giving exact numbers, but just rough estimates. I'm going to buy $150,000 of tomorrow's sales at today's discounted price of $100,000. So you're going to get $100,000 cash today, and you're going to get $1,000 a day taken out of your account automatically for the next 150 business days by me. No weekends, no holidays. So you get $100K today. You get to flip that money and turn that money into 200, 300, 500, whatever you can. You're an entrepreneur, and having large sums of cash in your bank account, you may make $500,000 a month, but you may also spend $500,000 a month. So every week, 100K comes in, 198 is going out. So you're never sitting flush with cash. I show these business owners how to take advantage of my money, not say, oh, your money's so expensive. It's really not when you're using it properly. And when I'm showing business owners how to take $1 and turn it into $2, I get 50 cents, they keep 50 cents. We got a great working relationship. I don't own your business. I don't own anything. I'm a one-off deal. You never have to deal with us again, or we can continue on doing one-off deals time after time after time. So there's a broker in between that transaction. That broker reaches out to the customer, pre-qualifies him, finds out if he's in the market, and manages and maintains a relationship with the customer. They then introduce those customers, merchants, into the funder. The funder analyzes the file and determines how much they're willing to purchase of their future sales. So they're not loans, they are buy-sell agreements. It's just a one-off deal. I'm buying this much for this discounted price. People would call it under the factoring terms, if anything. But in that same transaction of 100,000 paying back 100. Well, we're collecting back 150. The funder's paying a broker a commission for that. And that commission goes between typically 5 to 15% of the funded amount. So every dollar funded on that 100K, the broker's getting up to $15,000 commission for very limited work. I mean, asking 10 qualifying questions, sending a DocuSign app, one pager, and collecting 3 bank statements. I show you how to do it so simple and lightning fast that it's like, all right, off of that, you made 15 grand, but that's not even the best part. You're also going to charge the owner of that business who you got access to this capital another 5 to 10% on every dollar because you're giving him access to your relationship and your network. And if he runs off with that $100,000, you're going to have a blemish with that funder. Obviously, it's the funder's fault because they bought those receivables, but you're still putting something on your relationship with them. So you want to make sure you're getting paid regardless. So you charge them a service fee. So you're pulling in up to 25 cents on every dollar funded. So the liquor store in anywhere America that ran through $100,000 like it was gone yesterday, you were able to, as a broker, generate $25,000 in commission and fees, and you didn't risk a dollar. It took you 15 minutes. And you get to do that again with the same customer 2-3 months from now because he's going to be like, hey, I need to, even though it's a 6-month deal, he still needs money in 2 or 3 months. And he's like, hey, I'm going to take it from you or somebody else. And you're going to give it to him because that's what we do in our business. And then after a couple of times, we consolidate everything. And every time we're earning brand new commission and fees because it's a brand new deal. And this is what I teach people how to do, where they're able to generate life-changing money with very limited startup capital. And go ahead.
What is the startup capital for a business like this?
So if you want to bang your head against the wall for the next 2-3 years, trying to figure it out and get lucky, you can probably get started with like $1,500.
Okay, that's cheap.
Now, if you take my training course, my cheapest one right now is like $1,500. I have it broken down over monthly payments, so it's like $197 a month. Might cost a little more than $1,500, but you're able to take that information and apply that and take this training and get started earning some money. So I want you to make commissions so you pay the rest of it off. I want you to be an MCA broker and say, I don't care about $10,000, $20,000 no more, Pete. It doesn't matter. I have better programs which include technology, AI technology inside of a CRM that I offer to my brokers, but those are much higher level packages. But I tell people, don't focus on that. You don't need a Lamborghini. I'm having you deliver pizzas. You can do very well with a Honda Accord, and this is what I'm giving you for $197 a month. You take that, you build that up, you build up enough money where you can say, okay, I got 6 months, 12 months worth of living expenses covered, so I can quit my day job. I can focus more time on this MCA. I can scale and get callers overseas in the office. I can use AI, marketing campaigns, et cetera, different things I teach them in the course. So I basically give the full course for $197 up front. Obviously, they still have to continue to pay that, but they're getting everything except the one-on-one with me and access to my systems that are already built. But I show them how to start it with a Google Sheet. If you only want to pay $20 for Excel, I'll show you how to do it starting from really nothing. I mean, like on top of my course, somebody would have to buy a website, which is, I don't know, $20 a month, like Wix or something, get a domain, another $3 or $10 for the year, get a corporate email, which is another $5 or $10 a month, and do the plug and play with the Wix or something, and I'll show you how to do that for the website. And then you got to get a phone number, a digit, one of those app phone numbers. It's like $15. And
yeah.
You can start like that. You don't even need to buy data and leads. I can show you how to pull leads out of the internet for free. It's just a little more time consuming. But when somebody's got a lot of time on their hands, but limited money, this works great for them. And it's not a scam. It's not, it's a get rich quick scheme. No, this is a get rich quick opportunity but you got to be willing to put in that work, and it doesn't always happen quickly.
Why is there not more awareness? Like you hear a lot about side hustles and business, and I don't see a lot online about becoming an MCA broker. So why is this not more prevalent information that this position even exists?
Because our industry is very secretive. If I tell you that today I made about $200,000 in commission and fees on $1 million funding deal, this is what happens. I've had much larger days. But just right before I got on this, I funded a deal. And
that's incredible. Did you say $200,000 in commission?
It was $100,000. So it's $1 million. We funded $1 million. In the $1 million, I'm getting 12% commission. I'm not charging the customer a fee on the front end because I've been working with him a long time, and I give him multi-million-dollar deals over and over. So I give him a much better setup than other people are going to give him, plus money that nobody else can match. I give out very large sums, and not everybody's capable of doing that in this industry. Usually they're capping out at $250, $500 per advance. You'd have to go 3-4 companies, and everybody goes in. I have access to platforms with a lot of money, and I put up a lot of my own to get the deals done.
Right.
So with this deal, I funded him $1 million today. I syndicated my own money, $250,000 in the deal. That shows my funder that, we can do this the way that I want to do it. It was a 90-day deal. He's paying back $1.44 million. He netted $95,000 because the funder has their own little fee. But again, usually it's 10%. We charge the guy 5%. I give the guy significant discounts every which way I can, but it saves him $50K here, $40K there. But I'm still making a lot of money because, one, I'm taking my $250 and turning it into $360. So that's $110,000 there on the syndication. And I'm getting paid 12% on $1 million funding. So that's $120,000. So I'm basically getting $230, but I pay $10,000 for the platform for whatever. Yeah. So
no, that's amazing. I know a lot of people who'd be happy with that kind of commission. That's life changing.
This is not even the best part. 3 weeks ago, before I went to Europe, I funded the guy $4 million, and I made over $1 million in commission and syndication on that deal. And that deal is almost paid off. It's going to be another 2 months. I already got over $1 million on the page back already from that. So, like I said, this is life-changing stuff out here. And I caught this customer on a random Tuesday at 9:00 at night, and he's in California, and he just 3 hours behind. And it was just like, and I have a bunch of other customers, but these folks need money all the time. They run a business. Running a business costs. The bank doesn't care. They're not giving out bank business loans like people think. Everybody thinks because they got a great credit score. No, I got an 850 credit score, and I got great businesses, great financials. But at the end of the year, I have a lot of expenses. My office, and beautiful office here in the Trump Tower at 40 Wall Street. My cars, my this, my that, all the things necessary to run my business and go fly over here and fly over there, that I'm not making huge profits. I'm making investments, real estate, buying new properties, but I'm not getting subject to getting killed with the taxes. So when I go to the bank, like Bank of America, and say, hey, Bank of America, they're going to say, oh, yeah, you make this money, but you also have these expenses and these expenses. So do you want to not use those legitimate expenses and just stroke a massive check to the IRS to get a 5% rate? Or would you just rather work with this kind of funding and keep writing off your legitimate expenses?
Right.
And 99% of the business owners are always trying to write off as much as they can because they don't want to pay the taxes. And okay, but you're also going to lose on the bank end. So that's where people like us come in. Plus they get to write that off. Every dollar on top of whatever they pay on top of their dollar, they get to write off from their business. Hey, that's not our profit no more. That went to them. And for us, we're like insurance. So some people default. So we might have a deal and the guy just took 100 grand and now he's out of business 3 weeks later and we're still out of pocket 70,000 principal, but we made 70 on another deal. So that kind of washes off with that. So it's just so much going on that I tell people as a funder, it's very difficult because you got to put up that $15 or 115,000, the 100K to the customer, the 15 to the broker, and then you're only getting back 35%, 35,000. But you risked all that money and you got it back $1,000 at a time. The broker risked nothing, spent no time on the customer, and they made 25K.
Amazing. Yeah, no, I love things like this. And what I'm hearing, it's like, it sounds like a great business, especially if you don't have a lot of money. And then following your course, just to learn how to do it and how to do it correctly sounds amazing. And then, of course, because we're at Cradle, I would always plug in if you need VAs to help you or social media, someone to help you, you can always layer it with some back-end support from Africa, from African countries, African professionals that we work with.
I'll tell you, I have my one of the guys in my office, he's from Zimbabwe. And
is he the best one?
Say it again?
Is he one of the best workers you have?
I'm going to tell you, he is by far the most dedicated and determined person to succeed than any person that comes in my office, besides me, obviously. I don't think anybody is more determined than I am. But, I mean, I look at people come in my office in New York, and that's why I got rid of most of my team and started using a lot of AI, because people were very entitled, very lazy, and they act like I'm doing them a favor. And I say, you know what? I'd rather not see you in my office. Have a great life. Go do whatever you got to do out here. Best of luck.
Yeah.
This kid comes in and he is like, Pete, I'm here early. I stay late. On the weekends, I'm educating myself. I'm learning about this. I'm learning about that. I figured out how to do this. I liked him so much when I let all of the sales guys go. I kept him around to do all of my digital marketing. And he didn't know how to do that. He taught himself how to do it. I sat here and paid him and waited, and because I know that his work ethic he'll be able to do whatever things I need done if he's motivated enough. And that kid is like, I said, listen, you're my favorite. And he's like, Pete, you got to come to Zimbabwe. We hunt lions. He lives in the lion park, like the game park.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to go out there because I want to pet a lion. I was holding an alligator already.
Oh my gosh.
The Northern Lights recently. I like that kind of stuff. I'm going to go to a game park with him. And because they keep them as pets, they got lions as pets over there, some of these guys. Where he's from.
First of all, I love that Zimbabwe is one of my favorite places to hire from. We have a lot of team members there. And what you're saying is what all of our clients say, the dedication, the hard work, just the ability to teach yourself.
Educated, and very happy to be part of something. With the people out here, unfortunately, most of them are like, oh, I'm gonna do what you do and take over. And it's like, okay, best of luck. Matter of fact, here's the blueprint. Here's my course. Go do that. I don't want you working for me because all you're going to try and do is take my spot. Go make your own spot. Pay me, and I got you covered. Yeah. I don't really need people in the office no more. I got AI that doesn't complain, that works around the clock. It's next level. It's like I said,
all you need is AI and some great African professionals and maybe a couple internal, and then you got everything you need.
People. Now I don't have 100 people anymore. I have 10. And I make more money with those 10 than I did with the 100 because the 100 drove me crazy every single day, shaking new hands. You know how many times you hire and fire? It's like musical chairs with this stuff.
It is.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we're running out of time, but I want to make sure, because I know we could keep talking forever, but where can people find your course? Because I very much think that after people listen to this and hear your passion and the potential in this industry, where can people find you?
So my course is in my bio on Instagram. It's always the best discount that you're going to get on my link. So it's much better than going through my website. Everything is MCA Broker Bootcamp. but my Instagram, MCA Broker Bootcamp, is the best one where you're going to be able to always get the best pricing, the best type of deal. Sometimes the deals are coming in with, certain hours of my private one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that whoever does come over there, whenever they do decide to check it out, that they're getting the most latest up-to-date deal that I have available. So
well, we will definitely put your Instagram handle, your website, and everything. But no, Peter, thank you for coming on the show today. I love learning new things. And of course, I love hearing great things about team members in Zimbabwe. That's always music to our ears.
Yeah,
so thank you for
really cool. I also work with a kid in Morocco. I have 2 of my developers are from Morocco. So
love it.
They work very well, very professional kids. I'm trying to actually bring one of them over here on a learning program where they'll send them over. I have the office from the work, and I want him, because he's a programmer, and I want him to make me some type of next level app that I can bring public and make a fortune.
I love this. I love that. Awesome. Peter, well, thank you for joining us today. And for anybody who's listening, please go to the Instagram. We'll link it in the show notes and sign up for the course.